All right.
No, you don't count, remember? We're on video, you don't count, dumbass.
Welcome back to another episode of Repressed Humor Issues.
We're just two guys with two mics and one excuse to ignore our spouses.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Dan.
Glad to have you here on this splooge-tastic ride.
So you're going to have to listen after the end of the episode to that little piece that I understand to understand why Ryan just said what he just said. So,
I mean,
speaking of...
hold on a second.
Ahead.
I got to just get this out. I'm just glancing, because I write down our titles, and I forgot what last week started as. And I have Popeye Masturbation Hour written down.
Yes.
I just
came up with that in the middle of the episode when we were talking about Jeff Dubé.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
Yeah. So I got to get a couple of things out real quick.
Oh, good.
So first of all, to the Jersey Mike jerk, it's our show. We'll do what we want with it. We're not here for your entertainment. We're here for our entertainment. So
do we have
number
feedback?
one.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Number two, to the person who said that they know more about Ryan's taint than they ever thought that they would want to know, welcome to my life.
I contend you don't know enough.
No, see, it wasn't an invite. So, and then third of all, talking about weird things that we've heard, Mr. Splooge, right in the first 10 seconds of the episode. My wife said something the other day that actually caught me completely off guard. I was not ready for it. She actually said the words, "Shit, I have to get Jesus out of the trunk."
What?
Yes. So my wife, the interesting human being that she is, saw a nativity scene on the side of the road for free. Now, we're very secular here. We are not religious. I would not say we're atheists. We're more agnostic in this house. But in her mind, she thought, nobody deserves this, so I have to take it.
Oh, God.
So she picked up this giant, like 10-pound ceramic nativity scene.
Oh, it's like a legit one.
Oh, yeah. The characters were bolted to this metal piece. She put it into the back of her trunk and brought it home. Not so that we could enjoy it. We thought about some stuff that we could do with it, but, we're not artistic enough to actually pull it off. We're going to make all the characters into office characters.
That'd be actually really great. Oh, my God.
But her goal in it was to deprive anybody else the ability to have their own nativity scene.
I kind of like that energy, though, to be fair.
It caught me off guard when she said, "Shit, I have to get Jesus out of the trunk."
Understandably so.
It's one of those things that you never expect to hear those words in that order together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
my only thing, well, I have a few, but my little short thing.
That's what she said.
I opened that door. I walked right through it.
You opened it wide and said, "Ta-da!"
That's what I said never mind.
And we go back to the splooge.
I was going to say coming out of the closet, but anyway. I
just don't want to know how much you come in the closet.
That was before. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, God. It's been a little bit since we did one of these because there's been multiple things that happened.
Yeah, we've had a lot of random instances.
Yeah, we couldn't tape last week. Do you want to enlighten everybody on why we couldn't tape last week? Do you not remember what happened to your face? Specifically in your mouth, that's what she said.
Well, you're an idiot. So I'm wearing them right now, but I've progressed since I got them. I got Invisalign
Yes.
because I got some janky teeth, and well, not really. It doesn't matter. They're getting better. But for anyone that doesn't know, when you get it, they pop on these little tabs to help the actual aligners stay fastened when they're in your mouth. And they put some on the inside of my teeth, but like in really, really odd spots. One specifically on the right side of my mouth, on the lower part of my teeth, close to my gum line, just slash the ever living fuck out of the underside of my tongue, like bleeding. And I'm just like, so it was hard for me to talk for like a day and a half, which I'm sure my husband didn't care about at all. He was very happy about the silence. Uh, Probably a lot of people. He's not alone. But I figured it out. It does change how I talk a little bit when I
Yeah.
don't have them
So
out.
so we're gonna test that right now because if you look over in our Teams chat, you're going to find a
Oh,
paragraph.
God damn, you're such a dick. All
So
right.
there's you have to say all of it and you have to say it as quickly as possible. And let's see how well you've adapted to your Invisalign braces or whatever they call them. Because when you first did this, when I first put this in front
Is
of
this the
you,
same
it
one?
was a shit show. No, it's a different one. I had ChatGPT make a paragraph. What I said is create a paragraph that would be difficult for people with Invisalign to say. Go for it, Ryan.
6 slippery snakes silently slithered southward through the lush, sun drenched savannah, their sleek scale shimmering in the sizzling summer sun as they slipped past swaying stalks of sassafras and scattered sprigs of spiny shrubbery. Damn it, Dan. They startled several small squirrels who were simultaneously scavenging for scattered scraps of sustenance beneath the shaded shrub canopies. The sudden synchronized slithering sent shivers through the silent scenery, setting off a subtle sequence of sounds, snaps, scratches, and soft sighs. Why soft sighs?
Soft size was probably
That's
where
what worse.
you struggled the hardest.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what she
That
said.
echoed eerily through the serene stillness of the sunlit sanctuary. Yeah, soft sighs is not easy. Soft sighs, because my mouth goes like really wide when I have to say it. Soft
So
sighs.
yeah, you're not even saying it right. I can't. The second word is not coming out right. It's size, but it sounds like you're saying Size, not
Yeah,
Sighs.
yeah. Like I should be like the, but
Size, but
yeah,
you're saying size.
sighs.
It's like
Soft
a hard
sighs.
Z.
Soft sighs. Yeah, it's that. That's interesting. Good observation. You're an
I
asshole.
just, I know, I had to do this. It pained me that we weren't taping last week when you had the worst version of this because you
Mm.
were whistling.
Oh my god, it was bad. I
Yeah.
like this is kind of embarrassing. Well, I don't really give a shit actually. I was practicing like to not whistle, but it still happens a little bit. Like in that moment, it just happened just slightly. So
Yeah, you could tell when you pucker your mouth a little bit more, trying to avoid the whistle coming out, and it changes the sound of your voice. Anybody who's listened long enough to you will know.
yeah, my
So I'm wondering if the people that are listening right now will hear, and I wonder if they have a combination of words that they could put together that would be even worse than the combination that ChatGPT
I would be
put
curious.
together.
Wait, we got to go back. What's this Jersey Mike thing?
Jersey Mike Jerk. It's somebody that gave me some feedback that you know they wanted more episodes and
More.
they wanted the we had the one episode where I had my cracked ribs. I didn't want to laugh too hard. So we did a more serious episode and they didn't want serious episodes like that. They've been giving me feedback for a couple of weeks on stuff like this, but basically Jersey Mike Jerk. No, it's our show. We're gonna do what we want to do.
Yeah. We said that
Yeah.
before, and then we bent to the will of the Pope.
Speaking of the Pope, um, we here at Repressed Humor Issues are a little bit upset.
Yeah.
Um, we believe, honestly, that there was a gigantic miscarriage of justice done. So, obviously, if you've been living under a rock somewhere, Pope Francis died, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
It's
something
been
like
that
that.
long since we taped. But
We were in mourning.
yeah, we couldn't possibly come onto this show while Pope Francis was lying there waiting for his successor to take over, for his corpse, I guess,
Well,
at that point.
technically, in the first 10 seconds of the show, I talked about coming.
I mean, we've also talked about the descent of this show,
Oh my God.
and like today's episode is just turning into one giant race to the bottom.
It ain't
So
going to help anything.
can we just stay above that for a few minutes and talk about this miscarriage of justice? Because as you probably know, there was a conclave, which we've talked about conclave on this show before.
Thank God you
Um,
told me to watch that movie. Thank
yeah,
God.
it makes it so much easier to understand what's going on, the white
Yeah.
smoke, the black smoke, everything.
Yeah.
But Pope Leo the 14th was voted in to be our next pope. And this is a miscarriage of justice because there is somebody else that should have been voted in.
Absolutely. I think we're
Yes.
aligned on this.
Yes. His name, I forget his first name now, but his
Doesn't matter.
last name is Pizzaballa.
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 Pizza
So now
dance.
we are going to put a petition in to have a recount on the vote because there's absolutely no way that those cardinals did not vote for Pope Pizza or Pope Bala because those were the names he would have had to have picked.
That's the only choice. I mean,
Yes.
so I contend that maybe it's not a petition. Let's just impeach him.
We could go directly to that. And we are in full Republican mode right now of believing that it was a fraudulent vote.
Yep.
And that we need Pope Pizza. We just do.
Pizzaballa. Yep.
Like
Pizza
there has to be a
dance.
recount.
Pizza
I mean,
dance.
did some of the Cardinals vote by mail because those ballots were obviously spoiled?
I mean, think about the opportunities we're missing here. We could literally have a pope that dances with pizza. Like that could be his shtick and everyone be on board. He could sit there and be like twirling pizzas while he's like blessing children at the same time.
You have that image in your mind right now, don't
Oh,
you?
it's so good.
just
He's just like spinning a pizza, like doing holy water. Hey, hey.
sitting there in the Pope Mobile running people down while he's got pizza going above his head.
Total side note, but did you see that the Pope Mobile is a Ram pickup?
I did not see what it was this last time.
Yeah, the Ram.
And I wish I had have thought about we were going to go to this direction about the Pope Mobile, but the last Pope Mobile also ended up somewhere really weird. Like it immediately went. They have multiples of them, and they end up in different places. Yeah. Normally they go to automotive museums.
I think I would drive that around.
Yes. Spinning your pizza above your head, throwing splooge at people.
That's not how we're known. Well, that's just called a Thursday night in DC.
Oh man. Well, so I'm gonna switch gears on it a little bit because we really do need to switch gears off of that topic as quick as possible.
I don't know. Can we get one more round out of it?
No. That's the worst moment of Zen ever.
If that's the moment of Zen, this is pure chaos.
Oh, I'm putting that in as a moment of Zen. You just sitting there doing your dance. The pizza mala dance.
A pizza mala, pizza mala. Put that on
Oh, and
TikTok.
if
We'll
you're
go
not
viral.
if you're not watching this on video, you're missing so much about how depraved what I just had to see looked like.
What's
Because
interesting is Dan can't stand up right now because he has a raging erection from what he just witnessed.
I wouldn't call it raging.
Well, but it's there.
This is not going to help my wife question
Oh.
yours and my relationship
No.
any less.
Nope, not one bit.
Okay, so changing the subject.
Yeah.
I had a trip that I had to take this week, which is why we didn't tape earlier in the week. And I was listening to the radio for a little bit of it, and they didn't specifically come across this one thought, but I wanted to ask you, Ryan, how much would it cost for you to sell certain pictures online? And I'm going to go through a couple of fetish type pictures and figure out how long it would take you, how much it would take you to actually sell those pictures online.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. There are people out there with feet fetish. That's an obvious one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
low threshold for me. Like, I think if you paid me like $25 per foot photo, I'd probably do it.
So you're charging by the foot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do that too with my raging erection.
Thought you said it wasn't raging.
Oh, it has to be now. We're talking about your feet. I mean, come on.
Oh, okay. We've gone into a different realm. Woo, getting warm in here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm blushing, but I'm not. I don't know what's going on with
You
my
look
screen
like you
right now.
are. It's great.
Okay. So let's lower back.
My lower back.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to put a dollar amount to this?
Yes.
Oh, $10?
Okay. So your feet cost more than your lower back would.
Yeah, because I think like feet are more identifiable than lower back because I don't have any like tattoos, right?
You don't have a tramp stamp?
No, and I don't have scars, nothing like that down there. I'm fortunate.
So you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between your lower back and your taint.
My taint's beautiful.
You're not saying your lower back is beautiful?
It not compared to my taint. Like the taint is this pulsating beacon of hope.
All of a sudden, I got this image of Star Wars. There's just ship floating along. It's a new hope. It's a new hope. And then everybody's just pressing their taint up against the window of the ship.
See, my brain went to like E.T.'s heart glowing, and that's my taint. But
well, I'll give you a hint. If it's pulsating, go see a doctor. You have an STD.
Again.
Okay. So how much would it cost for you to let somebody take pictures of your knees?
Like just my kneecaps or back
just
of
your
my
kneecaps. Kneecaps. Would there be a difference between your kneecaps and the back of your knees? Would you charge differently
This
for
is
that?
going to sound strange, but I think the back of your knees are more intimate than your kneecaps.
Okay. So what's the difference in the charge for that?
I think like kneecap, probably like $15.
Okay.
Back of the knees, like $16.25.
So your feet are still more intimate than the back of your knees are.
Yeah.
Because you went 25 there.
I mean, my kneecap, I do have a scar on my kneecap, so that would be identifying in some form or fashion.
Okay. Earlobes.
Ooh, earlobes are weird. Sorry, now I'm feeling them like that's part of this, but it's
no, you have a raging erection.
Well, oh shit. Anyway,
yeah, for anybody who just didn't know, Ryan just came by feeling his earlobes for about a second and a half.
Woo! uh, to take a
Oh my
photo.
God, does that mean I just saw your O face
No,
again?
no. Again, I was like, it wouldn't be the first time. To take a photo of my earlobe, you'd have to get really close because you don't want
Yeah.
any of this. You just
Yeah,
want
it's
that.
the lobe. It's not
Just
the ear,
this.
it's the earlobe.
Oh, that's crazy. It feels violent. I think I'm being violated a little bit. I guess $20. $20. Yeah.
So your feet are still more intimate than your earlobes are.
Yeah. There's something about the feet. I just don't know. I don't. Yeah.
Is it because it's easier to be able to understand that there's lots of people with a foot fetish out there than it is an earlobe
Yeah.
fetish?
I think there's a lot to that for sure.
Okay.
Now, like, there's probably earlobe fetishes.
There is. I've looked up a few of these to figure out what the weirdest body fetishes are, and this is why I'm asking these
This
questions.
this is up. This is up
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Okay. Your right nipple.
Well, now you're making me think if I have like any partiality to my nipples.
Well, I am going to ask your left nipple afterwards to see if there's a difference. That was entirely the reason for it.
I think nipples weird. Like,
just so you're aware, everybody, Ryan is feeling his nipples right now, trying to figure out how much of a difference there is between them to figure out which is the moneymaker and which one is just the lost leader.
I mean, I think I charge a little bit less for my right than my left because my left is dominant. My left nipple is dominant. It excretes more milk. Um, I would say right would have to. I think this is where it gets a little bit above feet. I think this is like $35.
Okay. For
And
which nipple?
my
For the
right
right?
nipple. Yeah, my left
Okay.
one I would say 40.
Okay.
Because I think you
The,
have to make one more special than the other, and no one necessarily knows why, but they're willing to pay for it to find out.
okay. So this is a marketing ploy to get more money
Yeah,
because
you got to have some
knowing that
angle.
there's a difference, they're not just going to go to the left one automatically. They have to buy both to understand the difference.
Well, even if they bought the left one first, curiosity would kill the cat. Be like, well, why is the right one so much cheaper? What's wrong with it?
Right. Yeah. It's the bus full of nuns in the
Yeah.
car accident syndrome. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Top of your butt crack. Not the whole butt crack, just the top of your butt crack.
Well, I mean, you can get that for free if it's like a hot day outside and I don't weather it underwear. Um,
I thought that was just you're out there showing everybody your butt crack, and everybody in DC already knows your butt crack. I thought that's where you were going with that. He's trying to think of all the streets that he's been on that is the truth.
there's a lot. Or if I was at a club or something like that, I'm not a club person though. My butt crack that gets a little personal. How far are we going with this here?
There's one more after this.
Okay. I would say that's like $50.
Okay. Okay. So we're getting more expensive. So here's the last one. And this one is probably, it's going to take some explaining. Okay. Without your penis being in the picture,
Mhm.
the part just above your penis below your stomach.
Oh, well, that's like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like the teasing zone. It's like
Yes.
you're not getting the. Yeah. I mean, like $75. Like that's like because you got to show just like a smidge, just a hint of like where the shaft starts, but you don't show enough just to get their mind going. Like, where does it go from there? Because if I mean, if you're
Yeah.
going the OnlyFans route or whatever it is,
Yeah.
then
For on a woman, it's called a fupa. It is the front upper pussy area.
I think it's called
I
it's a bussy on a man. I think.
okay. Okay. Well, I was not aware there was a term for it, or did you just make that up?
No, no, no. I can't claim that one.
Is that boy pussy? Is that what that's supposed to
Yeah,
be? Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so everybody, what we've done is we've just created a menu of how much it would cost because this will be our strategy since we can't get a sponsor.
Wait, so you're just pimping me out?
You didn't think this was going somewhere?
I thought maybe like there'd be a tit for tat, but I'm
We,
just.
well, apparently we're doing tit for tit, 40 for 35.
Oh man, I was gonna do tit for taint, but fine.
No, I didn't mention taint because I didn't want to go there because people already know too much about your taint. The last thing we need is pictures.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But if you're curious, repressed humor issues at gmail.com.
Yeah, so I'll put this menu up on the website. I may have to get some of the dollar values again.
Oh
But
God.
we'll set up an e-commerce shop.
Like a Shopify instance.
Yes. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway.
So now that I've pimped you out, we have to go back to your Invisalign for a second because one of our friends made one of the most amazing comments that's ever been made.
Do I know this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were in the meeting with me when he said it.
Refresh my memory of what.
You told him how you had the Invisalign, and he said, okay, well, after you eat, you just put water in your Invisalign and have some face soup. Yes. He called it face soup.
Yeah, that was the worst statement anyone could have said. Why did they say that?
Because they were wondering if you had little pieces of the food left in the Invisalign, forgetting that you take it out when you eat. You have to.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if you were just talking while you were eating and inside of the Invisalign was just
floating particles of gross.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, we termed it very quickly face soup because this person, I'm pretty sure, is just as depraved as us, just hides it better.
There's just so many times that you've used soup as it pertains to human.
I did it twice. There was face soup and then there was human soup. And now you're going to talk about knee wetters again, aren't you?
I was getting there.
Yeah, because one of the things I was thinking about with that fetish thing was how much would it cost to take a picture of you in a bathtub with your knees up and somebody with a ladle just ladling water.
You have to get like the really close in like freeze frame shot of like the water just hitting the kneecap and splashing off. Like, oh, I might pay for my own knee shot.
Okay, but how much? How much would you be willing to pay for that?
For my own?
Yes.
It's framed.
If you could see the water just dripping off the ladle and hitting your kneecap and doing that splash that water does.
I mean, it could be a really cool photo to put on the wall. It'd be a great talking piece. I might pay like $300 for that.
Yeah, 300. Wow.
If it's framed and matted.
Okay.
And it's got to be super high res, like really crystal clear.
Really tight in on that drip.
But then everything behind it is somehow totally blurred out. So it's just focused on the ladle, the water, the splash, and the knee.
And what people are going to think when they see that picture is they think, oh, that's a cool drop. Wait, what's it dropping against?
Their brain's going to go this way with it. And they're going to, what the fuck? Because it's got to be like, I think it's more than just a hint of the kneecap. I think it's got to be like that much kneecap.
Yeah, just enough that you can't tell what it is. But if you knew what it is, you would be able to identify it right away.
And you need a couple like stray hairs that are like pointed up and like the sun's catching them just enough.
So now we're setting the theme. I have to do this.
Sounds like we have a photo shoot to do.
So,
you know who could do the photo shoot? He did our intro video.
Oh, see.
He's got a really good camera setup. Yeah,
that would be an expensive venture for us to go to the UK to get that done.
I will message him on WhatsApp and see if he's up to it. So it's off of work channels.
All you have to say is, we want to get you a picture, or we want to get a picture really in tight of water coming off of a ladle hitting a kneecap. And just leave him no other context beyond that. Nothing. And see what he says.
Literally going to say, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I know that. But I'm wondering how quickly he says yes. That's what
I think he'll say, what the fuck's wrong with you? Sure, when do we do it?
Yes. Yeah. Because when we asked him to shoot the trailer videos, excuse
Yeah.
me, the first two, he was all for that so quickly. He just was
He
wanted to be a part of that right away.
he jumped on it. Like I think he felt a little bit of honor that he was being asked. I mean, but he is a great photographer. Kudos to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. So okay. So we got to get to a couple of other things. So
Yeah,
now that
well,
we know how much you're willing to sell your body parts out for,
so I wanted to pontificate on my
oh,
pre- yeah.
so you're bringing the Pope back into this again.
No, I'm going to take it a different direction.
You
But
just said pontificate, and the root of that word is pontiff.
pontiff,
So,
yeah. So we have recently started being Airbnb hosts,
yes.
and I have a fresh story from
Oh, a newer one that I haven't even heard.
because it happened at
Oh,
1:45 this morning.
okay. Tell the other one first. The one,
Uh
the disappearing Airbnb guest.
okay, yeah,
Tell that one first, because that was interesting, and then go directly into the new one.
yeah. So we've had now 4 guests, different guests stay. So racking up the reviews and all that, which is great. But the first
Oh,
one,
wait, before you go too far, when we get that picture, you have to hang that picture inside of your Airbnb. I just see how many people ask you, what the fuck is that picture? Like, it's got to be the first thing they see when they walk into it.
it'd be so great. No, I'm of two minds to make it huge or make it super, one of those super tiny photos
They
that you
have to
have to
look real
really,
close. And then have just the tiniest sided, like 5-point font
yeah,
underneath it that explains what it is. Like it's a museum
or
piece.
like as soon as like somewhere at the very bottom, just be like, you just got knee wetted or something like that.
We are the ladlers. Knee ladlers Union 1274.
Sponsored by the Scottish Rite Freemasons. Anyway.
Yes. Okay, anyways, go on with.
Yeah. So first guest was fairly uneventful, thankfully. But the second guest was strange. They arrive on time and everything like that, and they're relatively well behaved and quiet and respectful, and they kept the place in good order. But they disturbed 0 of the bedding, 0 of the towels. They literally rented our place to get ready for their Friday night at like $240 to get ready in DC to walk to a club to never return.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. These people just disappeared off the face of the earth, as far as you know.
Yeah. I mean, he left a 5-star review. Great.
Yep.
Thank you for that. But literally, like they left at 11 p.m. Like they checked in around 4:30, I think, in the afternoon, left at 11 to never come back.
Well, and I was thinking about this, and $240 would probably be cheap to have a staging area to put your My Little Pony costume on before the Brony convention. Okay.
If only it was that.
I could just see them coming out as Tinky Winky and Poe and Lala and whatever the other one was. They're just walking out of your house as the Teletubbies.
Oh my God. My neighbors who have become recently really close with us would very much come running over seconds after they left to just ring the doorbell at any time of the day and say, "What the fuck?"
So do you have a Ring camera down?
Yeah.
And yeah, so you could actually see what they look like when they
Yeah,
left,
we see people coming and going all the time.
I'd like to know what the most disturbing thing that people think that they could. stage in there and you just see like 3 or 4 people leaving.
I'll get to
Like,
the today's guest, but I do want to cover off on the weirdest things we've seen because we live like right in the heart of the city.
yeah.
We get some unique situations in front of our house, in the alley behind it. It's unique. But our camera is a very high motion sensor recording, and it 24/7, and it tweets like a bird whenever somebody is being captured as kind of a deterrent thing, and it works. -1. This guy, I don't know, might have been a woman, guessing guy, came up and was just in the face of the camera doing this, and it just kept whistling at him. And every time it would whistle, he'd go, and he like for six,
So,
7 minutes, like
so,
just there getting recorded.
realize people that are not watching the video,
Oh,
I'll narrate what just happened. Ryan was just like, you see those people cameras where people are looking in, trying to see through. That's what Ryan's face just was moving around a little bit, trying to see if he could get the angle to see what was going on. Because Ryan seems to forget that not everybody watches this on video.
that's fair. But it was so strange to have somebody just like peeping into your Ring camera that tweets and reacting every time it tweets at them. It was very
Yeah.
strange. And then they just left
Yeah.
randomly. But let me switch to today's guest. So our check-in's like 3 o'clock, which is, fairly hotel reasonable kind of thing. They don't show up until I think 11 p.m., which fine. I don't care when you show up, it's on you, right?
Yep.
You rented the place. And I go to bed at like 1 a.m. because I watched Zero Day, the series on Netflix with Robert De Niro. I do recommend that. I binged it. Anyway, I go to bed and I get all these notifications on my phone and I can hear it buzzing. And I have notifications turned off, but I allow Airbnb to push through just in case, right? So I like wake up, it's 1:39 in the morning. And this person's saying, "Where's the bedroom?" And I like quick and check the lock to see like have they entered. Yes, they've entered like 3 minutes ago. So they're in the unit. And I message them back and I'm like, it's beyond the refrigerator on the left side of the unit. And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I found that one. Where's the other one? I'm like, there's a pull-out couch. The listing shows 1 bedroom, 2 beds. So that's all you have the whole basement floor. Yeah, but I need a bedroom. There's one in the back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I need another bedroom. I can't get you another bedroom. I don't know what you want me to do. It's 1:40 in the morning. I am not really up for construction, is what I messaged them. And all of a sudden I hear the back door in the basement open because we have a door on the front and back. And I hear shouting, "It's blocked! It's blocked! It's blocked!" Because we have that door blocked because we don't want people just coming into our backyard. And I messaged them. I was like, nothing in the backyard. I figured I could just come into the house and sleep in one of the bedrooms there.
So this is one person.
As far as I can hear, this morning I can hear 2 people, but
Okay.
one person, as far as I know. And I think they were just drunk, right?
Uh,
And I go, absolutely not. You need to let me know if I need to do something different, if this is going to work out or not, or if you're just going to go to bed in the basement. I'll just go to the bed in the basement. Have a good night.
Yeah. Do you trust that at that point, or do you
No,
sleep with one eye open the
I
rest of the
did.
night?
I was like on alert until like, I don't know, almost 3 a.m. And then I finally fell asleep just out of pure exhaustion.
Did you have your gat underneath your pillow behind your head just in case?
Yes, the gap that I've never fired a gun. But yeah, it's like,
Well, you fired your splooge gun. We talked about that earlier.
well, yeah, that's different. But this is like our fourth guest. And it's like, I messaged, we have two other friends in the area that do Airbnb. And I'm like, have you had anything like number two or number four? And they're like, absolutely not.
I'd
All
be
of our
worried
guests are
about
normal.
I'd be worried about the number of times that they've had number two guest.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They did. They had somebody
they
that like,
did.
yeah, they did. They were telling us about some of their horror stories, and like some of their horror stories are like people wearing self tanner that don't know how to use self tanner, and it coming off
Oh,
all over the place.
yeah.
But there was somebody that they had no pets that sat on their floor and left it. Now they hire cleaners, and so do we, but
But yeah, I'm sure that's an extra service that has to be
yeah,
paid for.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
and that just reminds me of the time that Packer shit in Michael's office on The Office. And Creed comes in while everybody's talking about how disgusting he says. And his exact words were, somebody making soup?
Carnival.
Yeah. So there's another thing that we talked about. And it goes along with the fuck you, Jersey Mike jerk statements that I've made. And that's that we've had our slogan for repressed humor issues for a while.
Mm,
It's two guys, two mics, one excuse to ignore our spouses.
mm.
But this season we've gone just, it's been chaos. I mean, just total and utter chaos. Just the names of these episodes are enough to prove that we are in a race downwards. And we thought, it would be fun to come up with a new slogan. And the slogan that I came up with that I'm going to start this with was fuck it. That's our slogan. That's our new slogan is fuck it. Because we don't give a fuck. Okay, but I'm wondering, have you thought since we talked about that about any other slogans that we could come up with for the show?
Yeah, but like the fuck it just works so much better because it just encapsulates everything we've been feeling and talking about lately.
Realize we tried to be recipeic in the first season. We tried to be talk about a single topic in the second season, and
Yeah.
it was okay. But we were forcing things. We weren't being naturally who we were. This season, we've just been naturally who we are, just entirely. You're getting nothing scripted. We have our whiteboard, so we have topics to talk about only because we've had the conversation about some of this stuff before, and we think it's hilarious to force these things on you during the show.
And honestly,
Um,
it's only if we need it because sometimes we just let the conversation go.
yes. So there's just so much because we haven't taped for 2 weeks because I've been stupidly hurting myself, not with a raging erection. That's not why I can't stand up. I really rolled my ankle yesterday really badly after catching a case of gout that I was not aware how much pain you could be from getting gout. Like
Yeah.
literally having a blanket on top of your toe will move your toe just enough that it is excruciating pain. Okay, just the tension of the blanket is enough for that. I caught it because I drink way too much soda. I've stopped drinking soda now, but I cracked my ribs. I did that. I had gout in my toe. I rolled my ankle. I mean, I'm just a disaster area right now.
Yeah, I
And then
mean,
there's
it's.
Ryan cutting open his tongue.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't done as many physical damages.
When you're trying to say physical, though, it sounds like you're damaged, just so you're aware.
Well, that's been established long ago. These are damaged goods.
I'm just saying, you just tried to say the word physical, and that word was total struggle bus for you.
Physical. Yeah, I
See,
can't
that,
really say the.
yeah, which is interesting because you're trying to get the P sound, the F sound, and you can tell your lower lip just isn't getting to your teeth the way you want it to.
No, because it's like this slippery bullshit.
That's what she said. So anyway, slogans for the show. Did you come up with anything?
Yeah, the other one, it was so stupid, but again, the fuck it just worked better. I was like, whatever. Was
Yes, but still fuck it. But
Yeah, it's still fucking, but that was the one that immediately came to mind. Was like, whatever. But because I could also see it on a T-shirt. But that's just me.
yes, I could see a T-shirt with "Banned by Billy Corgan" on it too. Because the whole Caillou crotch candy episode,
Oh my god,
there's a lot of not nice to Billy Corgan there.
If we ever get Billy Corgan as a guest, and he knows about that, I think we've made it.
Yes, yeah, I think we've made it if we can get Billy Corgan onto the show.
No.
Just in
Specifically, him knowing about the Caillou crotch candy. If he knows that, I would love to have Billy Corgan on just to make it clear. But it would be even better if he knew Caillou crotch candy.
Yes, yeah.
Because then that would show he's invested in our show. And if he came to the show dressed as Caillou, I might just die a happy man right there.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate. I wonder if he kept that outfit or if he borrowed that from somebody.
I think he's got a really good sense of humor. He's got stuff like that.
You think that, and then there's the whole Bill Burr, them being twins, being siblings thing that obviously says he doesn't have that great of a sense of humor.
But that's Bill Burr that doesn't. Bill Burr's the one that gets sensitive about it, not Billy Corgan.
I thought it was Billy Corgan.
No. Bill Burr gets pissy about it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Billy Corgan actually if we are, we are. If we're not, we're not. Bill Burr gets bristly about it.
Yes. But could you just imagine, we should do this. I saw that Zazzle is back. Zazzle is a site where you can print stuff onto T-shirts on a one-off basis. And what I'm thinking of is if we take the art from every single episode, put it on a shirt that people can buy with the title for that episode in a very strategic way. I've not talked with you about this. This is coming up in the moment.
This is great.
I don't want it to be we're making a lot of money out of this. I don't care about that. I want to come across somebody walking down the street with a shirt that says Caillou crotch candy on it with terrorizing taint. Just coming across that in real life, just realizing they have no idea who I am, but they came across this Zazzle site somewhere that had the weirdest shit on shirts and decided, "Yup, that's me."
Yeah, we could do it on Redbubble as well. That's another big one for the one-off shirts. We could make an Etsy. We'll talk about this offline.
Yes, I realize, again, we don't do this to make money. It costs us money to do this show because I'm paying for some stuff to keep us on air. We're not saying this to make money. We're saying this because we want to create a movement where people just wear the weirdest shit possible. And I think that, finger meat was one of ours. I think just having somebody wearing a finger meat shirt.
What was the starfish one? Puking
starfish boy. Yes, that was the first episode.
Yeah. I mean, just to see stuff like that would be so good. I mean,
we have to see when the first person that recognizes somebody wearing that shirt tells us that they saw somebody wearing that shirt.
I mean, take last episode. Popeye penis pulverization.
Which we came up after the episode, of course, because it was originally going to be Popeye Masturbation Hour.
Or it was also Popeye penis pulling.
and it was also spaghetti splooge surprise.
Spaghetti schlong surprise.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like tantalizing taint terror.
Yeah.
I mean, varmint vulva vengeance. Jesus.
Yeah. So realize it's going to take us probably a week to get it set up properly, but I will take a day and ignore work as much as possible just to set up one of these places where you can buy the shirt, and it will be available on repressedhumorissues.com, which is one of the things that I pay for to keep the show going.
Oh my God. This is the best idea you've had since the podcast.
All I want that email that includes a picture of somebody saying, I ran into this person wearing one of your shirts. That's when we hit that, when we get that first person that sends us the picture of that, then I know we're onto something.
My brain's going nuts right now in the best way. Like so many ideas are flooding in. Like it's not limited. Yeah. Let's talk before we create. I have.
But here's the other thing. That also makes it much easier for us to give each other Christmas presents.
Oh my God.
Because there will be a thong. And the reason I say there will be a thong is because I've done this before. I ran a digital racing league where there was 200 people that were in this league that all we did was raced against each other on this video game. And one of the guys' names, his nickname was Yuppie Killer. And so I made a Zazzle store, a Cafe Press store, whatever it was at that point, where I had shirts, that sort of stuff. But I made a Yuppie Killer thong. And we sold 100 times as many Yuppie Killer thongs as we sold anything else.
Wow.
Combined.
I wouldn't have guessed that would have been hot.
We sold like 20 total t-shirts or something like that. It was not a lot, but we sold close to 200 of those stupid thongs.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of fun. I just imagine like a family gathering and you hand out all these different t-shirts.
Yes.
And everyone's got like a slightly different color or something like that.
Somebody goes and does their office outing and they all have to wear those shirts. Oh, we could do this for our work. We can't invite HR, but we should do this for an office
or any of our bosses.
Yes. Yes, I'm not sure which of our bosses. I mean, we could send them the shirts, but just not admit it was us. I'm worried what our bosses would say if we sent them the shirts and they knew it was us.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the one C-suite that we have that would actually oddly be okay with it.
Last name begins in R. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've had other conversations with him that would lead me to that. There's also the person that at the company that owns the company that knows about the podcast.
Yeah.
I think he would get a kick out of that too.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd wear it, but
no, he wouldn't wear it, but he'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he might wear the thong. I don't know.
Well, now I have to send him this episode saying that you said that.
I'm gonna get a really weird text later in the week.
Yes. So okay. So, anyways, we got to end the show because we're coming up on time here. But we are doing this. It may take us a little bit because we have day jobs and we have other stuff going on.
I can reprioritize a lot of shit.
Apparently, you have Airbnb is just turning into a shit show for you. So we will get this up. It will be on repressedhumorissues.com. I will put it into the navigation bar up at the top. I don't care whether it's Cafe Press or Zazzle. We will find a merch shop. We will put the stuff up there. We will cover costs on it. That's all we care about. The goal is for you to find somebody this summer that is wearing one of those shirts and take a selfie with them and send it to us.
Yeah, we haven't obviously discussed it because this is in the moment, but if you're capable of getting a selfie with this person in the wild, there will be a reward for you.
Yes.
We will reward you, and it will be worth it.
I don't know if it'll be worth it. But still will be a reward.
Oh, I have an idea.
I'm just thinking we could give you your own specialized nickname, like Jersey Mike Jerk got their own nickname and that sort of stuff.
Nope. I have a way better idea.
Okay. Well, but we'll talk about what that will be. We'll make it worth it for you in some disturbing way. No, it will not be a gallon of Ryan Splooge. I promise you that.
No,
he doesn't. He can't keep a gallon together. He just gets, he has to drink it when it gets to that quantity. So
what the fuck? How'd you know?
Those cameras work both ways. When you're sitting out there on your porch, just drinking your splooge out of the mason jar,
no one knows. They just think it's like curdled coconut cream or something.
Curdled coconut cream. Oh, we are getting really good at alliterations. That's a skill we never expected we would have.
Nope.
Okay, Ryan, get us out of this show.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for joining us for another episode. God, this one's been zany, of Repressed Humor Issues. Don't forget to email us. We've asked for a lot of things. repressedhumorissues@gmail.com.
It's not, sorry, I gotta interrupt. We will take pictures of all of the body parts that Ryan was just talking about, put them on shirts.
No. Oh my God.
You can wear Ryan's earlobe.
Hold on, I was trying to think. I have another idea for this. Maybe. I have an idea, so maybe.
I think it would just be, we'll both put a picture of like my earlobe and your earlobe, and you can buy Dan's earlobe on a shirt and Ryan's earlobe on a shirt. You can buy.
Oh my God, this is the weirdest. This is going so weird.
You can buy Ryan's pussy on a thong. Oh my God. Oh, get it together. We gotta end the show. Okay, so Ryan's incapable at this moment. He's just squeaking. So right now, nobody can understand what you just said, just so you're aware. That kid squeaks.
If you have a request for a body part, send it to Repressed.
Oh God. Okay. And now our moment of Zen.
Feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in
Okay. Oh, hold on. I gotta close this down, or it will fuck up everything. Do do do. Gonna put on my chapstick. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. It's a good flavor. If you couldn't tell. Dragon fruit lemon.
Mm,
Totally natural, I'm
I
sure.
was worried it was gonna be sperm flavored or something like that.
We could only hope, but you can only come in your mouth so many times in a day. Um,
Wow. It sounds like you're limiting yourself.
yeah, just a spoonful a day, damn it.
Spoonful. You measure it in spoonfuls? Teaspoon or tablespoon?
Oh, tablespoon. We only go for volume here.
There's gonna be something about Splooge silverware. Slippery Splooge silverware.
God. What the fuck?
Oh, we haven't even started and we've got a title.
Slippery splooge silverware. Oh my god. I can't even write. What the fuck? Oh, whatever. I can figure that out. Okay.
The descent into horribleness continues.
Oh my god. The depravity is just off the charts.